So I'm here today for Barber Video Magazine. We're just going to shoot a little interview here, catching up with Dane and Dan. It's always a trouble to mix those two up. They're talking to us from King Brown Pomade here in Australia. So for those of you who don't know, there's 21 out of the 25 most venomous snakes in the world come from Australia. So obviously that plays a large role in some people's creative concepts and ideas. But where did the King Brown name come from for you guys?
Well, pretty much started as a concept. We wanted to have a brand that was quite uniquely Australian, and we threw a heap of names down, and we kept coming back to King Brown, mainly due to the fact that it's only found in Australia,
right?
And it's one of Australia's most deadliest snakes, and it's recognised in Australia as a fierce snake. It's like if you say what's a King Brown snake, everyone go, oh, and they know what it was. It also was Dane's last name. His last name's Brown.
Yeah.
He didn't want to call it King Brown because he'd be a bit of a wanker if he called Brown. A brand
a bit narcissistic,
King Brown.
Yeah.
But I said it's all right because my wife's maiden name's King. So when we went into partnership, the King Brown name just fell into place. And then when our artist drew it up with the snake and everything, went, oh, that was so good.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah. So, I mean, you guys don't only use snakes in your name. I know that you've also used snakes a little bit in marketing. I think I saw there it was Barber Expo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we did that. We got asked to attend Barber Expo, and we've attended a number of expos around the world. And one thing that Dan and I love about the barbering industry is how unique it is, but at the same time, it's like any industry, it can become a little bit generic. So we decided to throw the snake amongst the pigeons, as you will, our precursor, or our rule actually, if we were going to attend this particular expo, is we had to be able to bring live snakes. So yeah,
amazing.
Rather than just sit there and talk just purely hair product, we let everyone come in and get selfies with snakes, and you know, it's the best attended stand at the expo.
Yeah, and a lot of people have got fears of snakes and fear of snakes, and yeah, that was cool seeing people overcome the fear and put a snake on themselves, including myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not snake.
I was like, get it off me, get it off me.
Yeah, pretty ingenious from a marketing standpoint. I mean, is that your background? I know that you guys are more on the marketing side of things.
Yeah,
or?
Dan and I have grown up. We've known each other since we've been teenagers, or obviously in our 40s now. And then, we've sort of grown up in and around the surf and the fashion industry here on the Gold Coast. We've obviously been heavily influenced by the surf, and both our career paths have lended more to that side of things. As we sort of ventured into other things, aspects, I had some work with, or did some business with another Australian-based pomade company, and then that led us into eventually doing King Brown. So yeah, our background has traditionally been fashion and sales and marketing as a part of that. So yeah.
You know, being one of the two main suppliers of, you know, pomade and the main producers of pomade in Australia, you know, how do you guys find that you bring value to your customers over some of the other competitors and other brands that are around in Australia?
Our main focus is to make sure we can keep it local. We also, all our stuff is all tested like on us,
right?
And our friends.
So it's animal testing.
Yeah. Technically, yes.
So we put a unique sort of spin on every product that we develop, and a lot of heart and soul goes into it. Like even our first product took, it was how many?
34 sample runs.
Yeah. So make sure that we're not copying any products in the market. Like there's a lot of generic product out there. People go, make this.
Right.
Or just put a sticker on this.
It's easy to get on the market just with a generic product, whereas we really... One thing, back to the sort of the fashion side of things with Dan and I, is that Dan and I aren't barbers. That's probably our first and foremost disclaimer, is we're not barbers, but I mean, we love the Gold Coast, but just we'd be silly to think that everything that's happening at the Gold Coast is what's happening globally. We take everything globally on board, and that's what drives the brand.
So you're taking all that into consideration constantly?
Yeah, we're constantly asking our customers what they want, and we're constantly running by them. Yeah, so a lot of it is, so we'll do a run around the country and we'll ask about certain products, and if the barber say they're not going to use it, we don't talk about it.
And so you've expanded into a global marketplace, and you're not just local anymore. Now you're global and international.
35 countries globally we ship into now, and we were fortunate. We launched back in September 2014, which was on the rise, or the time it was on the rise of Instagram. So we were very lucky, like many businesses in that time, that you can actually hit the global market for basically little marketing budget,
right,
which is what we managed to do. But under no disillusion, we always knew that we had to grow the brand organically here in Australia and really cement our footprint here before we could really aggressively take on the world. And we're sort of now, some 6 years later, we're kind of realistically just now really comfortable to do that.
Oftentimes, people starting out in business like yourselves, myself as well, we're financing our own growth. What were some of your bigger struggles coming to market in Australia, and then taking that and coming to market worldwide?
Yeah, I think we were really quite calculated in how basically the development of the brand from the get-go. Is we always knew the aesthetic we wanted the brand to have, and if we were happy with it as an Australian brand, we always knew that it would have attraction on a global level. So that's why it took so long. It was basically 12 months realistically to even develop our tin.
Right.
And Dan mentioned the 50,000. That was scary to us. That was 80% of our startup budget went to 50,000 tins, and we literally had enough money to 4,000 or 5,000. And Dan and I were sitting around drinking beer one night, going, "Shit, if this thing doesn't work, we're going to be in the local markets for the next 10 years trying to offload these 50,000 tins." But I mean, like I said, it's a calculated risk. We believed in ourselves. We've got a sales and marketing background, so we hit the ground running. We sold. We contacted with that 5,000. We actually that allowed us enough, basically 3 months cover, to then sell into the 50 most influential barbershops within Australia at that time. And Dan and I hit the road. We pitched the brand, cold call pitched the brand to those 50 accounts, and we actually got 48 out of the 50.
So literally put your blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Yeah. We got in the car and drove all up and down the East Coast.
Flew to the West Coast to see 1 or 2 key accounts. Like it was like
stayed in shitty motels. Yeah, it was still fun though.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And then inserting some of that Aussie culture and that Aussie play, and you can see your shirt. And your latest video, we have to ask where the inspo came from that, to use the cartoon animals and.
Yeah, that was sort of, well, we saw so much generic marketing in the barber industry. There was a bearded guy and vintage aesthetic.
Yeah.
We just wanted to come out with something really different and something really Australian. and something really Australian.
Yeah.
And we thought, well, why don't we do something in a real Aussie part of the world that's actually shot probably a kilometre from here, in Tallabudgera Creek, close to my home. We found this little island, and we thought, let's do that and incorporate some Australian animals in it.
Yeah.
So we found an animator, and
we were actually, to be honest, this is everyone knows about the devastation of the fires that obviously ravaged Australia over Christmas. We shot this pre any of that, so we definitely didn't want people to. When we released it in early January, or late January I should say, we were a bit nervous about it because everyone was doing the fire aid stuff and everything, but we did it initially. We were actually lined up to do tutorial videos. That was we were about to go to the studio to do half a dozen tutorial videos, and then someone on another brand a couple of brands on social media just started doing some generic rip-offs of what we were doing via our socials, and then another brand, and to be honest, it kind of pissed us off a bit.
Yeah.
So we were like, Dan and I just turned around and went, hey look, we're Australian, we're proud Australian business. Let's also have a bit of fun. Everyone's kind of taken this thing too serious. We've been to too many conventions where there's too many generic looking brands, and we're like, let's have a bit of fun, you know what? And that's where this idea came together, and Dan and I sat there and went, it's a little bit off brand. Our aesthetic is quite vintage, quite tough, like a lot of other brands. And this was quite kitsch, but like, it was a bit of fun. So it was heavily influenced by the Blinky Bill, Skippy, Crocodile Dundee type 1980s era, and then we backed it up with a bit of
very stereotypical Australian.
Yeah, it was tongue in cheek. It was all the things we never do, like stubby coolers and koozies.
Yeah, beer cozies.
And like and fridge magnets and stuff that we, as a brand, we wouldn't normally do. But it was fun. Everyone loved it.
Yeah.
For the most part, if they didn't, they haven't told me yet. So, yeah.
You know, facts that people might not know. So whether it's a fact about Australia that you think the general populace kind of believes that they shouldn't maybe believe, or just a fact about yourselves, or maybe it's a fact about your brand that you want to share. Is there something that you, Dane, would...
We don't get drunk from 10 a.m. every morning like people seem to think we do.
It starts at 12.
No, look, I mean, you touched on it earlier on. We're not an overnight success. We've been toiling away at this business for 7 years now. And like that was it was a year off the grid before we even went to market, and then it's been lots of late nights, lots of, like with any business, I'm not going to say it's just us, we're just like any other small business startup where there's lots of late nights, lots of self-doubt, lots of all those other things. I mean, from a business perspective, we've definitely made decisions that we regret and made decisions that we've been lucky and fortunate with. So yeah, definitely not an overnight success, and we're nowhere near where we aim to be, but it's great fun. We love it.
One of my big things about Australia that I think everybody should know is it's a lot bigger than it looks on the map.
Oh yeah.
I find that you know, it's literally all tucked away down there, as Homer Simpson's once said about Canada.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people feel like you can get across the country in 2 hours, but you can only fit Australia into Canada 1.3 times. So it takes, I think, 6 hours to fly from coast to coast.
Yeah.
So
So that's, you know, it's like when you do that, it's disappointing when you land on the other side and they speak the same language.
You're not in a different country. Absolutely.
No, it's massive. I mean, that's why we do a lot of road work, because that's been our background. It takes a long. You go on the road for weeks. Like, it's not. Yeah,
Sometimes you drive and you don't see anything for like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
Sugar cane.
Yeah.
Field. Sugar cane.
Roadkill.
Yeah. So I mean, Canada, Australia, very similar.
Yeah.
Pine trees.
Yeah. It's a very symbiotic type of lifestyle relationship, other than the severe cold.
Yes. Yeah. We have that, but we don't really have, you know, spiders and snakes. But as you guys touched on, they're not around as much as people might think. You know, Australia is a beautiful place, especially the Gold Coast here, Sunshine State.
Yeah.
It's not very sunny for us today, but we did have a little bit earlier, and the waves are pumping.
Waves are pumping. We're going to go surfing soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to drink beer.
We're going to go drink beer, I think. Absolutely. Well, thanks so much, guys. Yes, pleasure to meet you, and pleasure to meet with you.
Welcome to Australia.
I'd also like to thank too our sponsors for the program
Thanks,
here,
Chad.
and
Not here.
you know, everyone who helped out with this production.
That boom's getting shaky.
And well, you guys, let's go get it.